Hello YouTube, this is Fletch here, and I'm going to talk to you about my feedback as I got it through today. And some of you must be wondering how well I got along on the uni side of this piece of work and how well I did, because after the feedback and hits I've had from YouTube, it's been a very positive thing. So here we are. Here's my feedback that I got sent to me. First of all, it's divided into two parts. The first was the proposal, which is 20% worth, and the documentary itself, which is 80%. The proposal generated around the fact that I couldn't yet come up with an idea for my documentary, what it could be. So there you are. As you see, I had my original treatment was about the Sussex Coast College in Hastings, which is a new site that's recently been established near my university, but it's a college and instead of a university. And we had a guest filmmaker, Ed Wardle, come to see us and talk to us about our proposed documentary ideas. Originally I wanted to do a documentary based at this location, but the problem is that it would be most likely a promotional video rather than a documentary. So I really struggled to come up with the idea there, but eventually they Ed and my tutor had a chat with me, and we came up with something that I'm quite passionate about and something that I like, and the idea became the collector's idea, and that I would talk to people through Skype from it, as I don't have any friends local to me that share the same hobby. But further down into the main documentary part, this is what was said. Painfully slow title crawl intro. It would be stronger to just cut straight into your opening piece TC, which stands for piece to camera. Well, this is the bit when you get the intro and the title just comes across the screen very, very slowly until the end of the intro. That kind of makes people speculate how soon is the action going to kick in, and they all want it to be right into it. So, and at the moment I'm working on the extended cut of this, as some of you might know, but please comment though, or by means please comment and with your own feedback and how I could improve this in terms of the editing skills and so on. If you agree with this, then also say so. Well, actually I'm taking the crawling title out from the beginning sequence, and I'm going to have it as a normal title, the title of the actual piece called Collectors Unite. I'm going to have that after the visual sequence as the introduction. I spoke to him, my tutor, and he said that the intro is a bit too long, as I just said. It's about 2 minutes long, but I'm going to work on, for the extended cut, I'm going to work on cutting it down to maybe a minute long or maybe less. If any of you like the way it is, the way you saw it, then say so, or if you agree that the title sequence should be condensed right down, then show me your opinion on that bit. And then the next point is the jump cut style works fine in the bedroom sequences, which is the collectors talking through Skype their rooms where they have their collectibles, but not in the shop. So I should have cutaways for these, or use the occasional exterior shots. And then it says, once you left the shop, best not to return briefly for the owner's comment. the Model Zone owner only featured him saying something about what collectors do on the internet, about forums and stuff, but in the extended cut it's going to make more sense. He's going to be in it more. I'm going to try and feature him more, as he did tour me around the shop, what collectible items they sell. So that will be expanded, because the people I spoke to on Skype are mainly YouTube people or reviewers, that I should include some kind of footage from their pages of their video clips of what they do, and showing the audience what they do on YouTube, what their involvement is. So maybe I could do that, as long as I get these guys permission. I'm sure they'll be happy about it, but just some screen captures of showing their page around a little bit as cutaways, and some of their footage, and so on, how they use YouTube in relation to this hobby. And then next he said it goes a bit astray when it leaves from the bedroom and briefly goes back to the shop, followed by completely out of style cue caption. The cue captions were a little bit rushed at the end, because I couldn't think of how else I could have done it in the short time at the last minute when I was editing. So I didn't have enough time to, book some equipment, a camera from the university, and do it myself. But in the extended cut, in the placement of the titles being the question captions, I'm going to instead do a PTC style or video diary style, just as a kind of presenting, as I did in the beginning of the sequence. I'll just say, where's collectors see this in the future, how much does he spend, how does it affect their lives, or being judged, and so on. So that's going to be the change for that bit. In summary, this is a very good documentary, but with a bit more refinement could be totally excellent. On top of the pointers above, the YouTube omissions being worse. And then moving on, needs a picture grade, which I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm asking him. And minor reworking on the outro. I'm not sure what he means about that. Something about the outro that I'll have to change, but at the moment I'm in the process of asking him what he means, if he can clarify and expand on that. And the characters are fascinating, yep, thanks to P2, who gave it some humour and good attitude, and everyone else who showed their attitude towards the hobby as well, and showing a great depth of research and setting up. It's great. It's a great atmosphere throughout, and it uses the medium that collectors use themselves to tell the story. Well done. And I got 74 for that section out of 100, as you can see. And moving on to the next subsection here, which is the post-production. Some picture quality issues, unclear as to why some of the collector's footage is okay and some is very hard to follow. I think that means the quality of the picture of us seeing the collectors on my monitor talking to me from Skype, but I don't really blame them. It's not really their fault. It's just the webcam chat. I mean, people these days, they know how webcams work. The quality they sometimes project is not always perfect. You don't always have to have a HD camera, but that's just how it turned out. I mean, internet speed slowed down sometimes. It affects the quality and the speed of the image. Sometimes it gets pixelated and bubbly and unclear, but the audience gets the message that it's over webcam and it's that much obvious. So that's kind of a way that can let me get away with it in some ways. Issues with QuickTime, probably due to the aspect of, well, I don't know what that means, but and then a few smaller bullet points like don't use dissolves unless there's a good reason to do so. I think he means that dissolves are usually used for slower, passionate, gentle kind of themed based shows, So I'll be taking those out for sure, and they'll just be quick cuts from here and there for between shots and cutaways and so on, and occasional popping on the voiceover record. That could be the voiceover, how that was recorded, so I'm asking him on that as well. Same for the video audio. Oh, that bit, yeah, I know where that bit is. The video audio is out of sync. Yeah, and you can share your views among others as a community and get their thoughts as well, and that's how it goes round and round, isn't it? It was a bit hard in that bit when I was editing the 2 clips. One, I had to deal with the actual view of the main view of the actual person talking on the monitor to me over webcam Skype, and then the second view or slate is of myself talking and asking the questions. Just in one of those bits I used a mixture of the sound from that original source had to be changed, because the one I had from a Camtasia recording of that person talking was a bit too loud and poor quality, so I had to choose from the sound recording from that, and my second camera, which was the slate of myself talking and asking questions, and then the next one, which was the main camera, onto the monitor of the person talking. So I had to choose from those the sound, which one is best, and then put it with the image, the video separately to make it come together. That was very difficult, but that for that particular sequence in that time, which will be different for you because you've seen it on YouTube in 2 different parts, but you probably need to gather what I'm talking about here. But it was very difficult to get them together, and that failed, so that came out of sync. But you might notice it where I'm talking about as well, the lip reading not being timed out, the audio you hear from me talking. But then otherwise very well edited, it says there. This bit here, you probably don't need to worry about that. That was just like paperwork. But overall I got an A- for this, and how do I feel about that? I feel pretty damn good. And a lot of this seems to be a lot of criticisms negatively, but in many ways it's good to have that, as Ray tells us, collectors, people, constructive criticism is what we need to help improve things for the future, which is all here. So these notes I'm taking to large consideration for the extended cut edit, and will help me all the way through. So you'll definitely notice some differences when you see the extended cut when it's finally finished. I can't really tell you a proper time, but guessing towards the end of the month, because I'm back to uni in my 2nd semester, and then the new work will slowly start to kick in, and then I'll be getting busy. But I'm going to try and get this out of the way before that happens. So that's my feedback, and feel free to read and pause and go back and have a look, and also comment as well. And thanks for watching.